Thank you for joining me on my masterclass. Now today we're going to be talking about how to identify the next big crypto and also how to spot the next $1 million NFT. So how to identify the next big thing in crypto and how to spot the next $1 million NFT. Now, we're not just snatching out these topics from the air, no, it's coming from your feedback. People send me emails, and then in my previous videos, they ask questions in the comment sections, and then we sift through, and then we have a general idea of what my subscribers want to know. And I'm a minister. I minister to people. So when people ask these kinds of questions and there's a critical mass asking these kinds of questions, of course I will, especially if I have some expertise, I will address them, and I want to help as many people as possible legally and morally, ethically come from poverty to prosperity, from poverty to power. And the reason why I'm doing this, obviously, I've said in my previous videos, and at the risk of being repetitive, is because in 2018 to 2019, I traveled around Africa for the first time. I traveled a lot, and I'm an avid traveler, but I tended to travel in Europe, in North America, and in the prosperous parts of Asia. But this time around I decided to travel around Africa, and that's 2018 to 2019, and then 2019 to 2020 I traveled in the poor parts of Asia, and I saw some kind of mind-boggling poverty. It's a lot of times people don't realize the kinds of poverty that exists even in Asia. There's some deeper poverty in parts of Asia. I don't want to offend people, but there are parts of Asia that are very poor. And like I began throwing money at it. I threw a lot of money in places like Kenya and Nigeria and other places, and you only create dependency. And so I began to research, to pray, to think, how can I address this problem? And then that's why I started doing these teachings on how to make money, because the internet is the greatest mine that exists. Prior to this, you used to mine the ground, but now you mine the internet using what is between your ears. That's your brain. And so without further ado, how can we identify the next big thing in crypto? It's really easy. For crypto, you want to look at volume. You want to look at volume. What is the volume of traffic that a particular cryptocurrency has? A lot of people are very, very impressed with Bitcoin. Some of them are intimidated. But let me tell you, Bitcoin, in my opinion, has passed its prime. You see, Bitcoin is a bit like the British pounds. The British pounds is probably the world's strongest currency. It's certainly stronger than the American dollar. But what is the volume of the British pounds? How many people are using it? If you go on websites in Singapore, go on websites in Japan, go on websites even in the Russian Federation, because I've been to parts of Russia. You see, they might put the price of things that they're selling on an e-commerce website, maybe in their currency, but they'll also put it side by side with the US dollar. You go anywhere, US dollar. I tell people, for instance, that look, if you go to a place like Tanzania, you might not understand Swahili because they all speak Swahili there. It's not easy to find someone that speaks English. I've been there 3 times, I believe. But then if you meet somebody, maybe the person cannot speak English to save himself, and you bring out $100 bill, that person will understand you immediately. $100. The dollar is an international language. It's understood everywhere in Russia, Japan, China, Hong Kong, Palau, Fiji, Peru, from Cape to Cairo of Africa. It's understood everywhere. So that's traffic. So a lot of people are keeping their savings, investing in the US dollar because of the high volume. Because the foundation of all economics is the law of demand and supply. Demand and supply. That's the foundation of all economics, of all markets. The law of demand and supply. Where there is a demand, there will be a supply. If the demand outpaces the supply, then the goods are going to be much more expensive. If the supply outpaces the demand, then it's going to price the value, or rather the price, down. Value remains the same, but price goes up or down. Now here's the thing, Ethereum, sometimes called ETH, Ethereum is like the US dollar. You know, everywhere you go on the internet, you know, you see prices in Ethereum. Even like I believe Visa, you know, they even have a cryptocurrency credit card, which I think they call it Crpto.com. You know, or not just a crypto, you know, which I mean is dominated, you know, denominated in Ethereum and sometimes Bitcoin. So you go everywhere, like even in most NFT marketplaces, like I would say all, because all the ones I've visited, but you know, maybe there are one or two that I haven't visited, but almost all NFT marketplaces, they only accept ETH as the currency of trading. So if you want to buy my NFT, you pay in ETH. ETH is just the how, just like how the sign for the dollar is just that S, and with like that, ETH is the sign for Ethereum. And when you look at it, you know, Ethereum has volume. Ethereum has volume. You know, everywhere you go, they're accepting it. Everywhere you go, they're accepting it. So, you know, rather than buy a currency like, will I say, Bitcoin, rather than buy a currency like Bitcoin, I would advise people, you know, buy Ethereum. Buy Ethereum. Ethereum is going to go up. You know, last year it was something like $200. Right now it's about 4,400. So everybody that bought Ethereum before 2021, you've minted money. Now don't just go and then, you know, become so excited and then you sell all your Ethereum. It's still going to go up, because the laws of demand and supply are in favor of Ethereum, not in favor of Bitcoin. They're in favor of Ethereum. Everywhere you go, it's like the dollar. So Ethereum is the next big thing. Buy them, and it's affordable right now. You know, it's not like Bitcoin where you have to buy a fraction of a fraction of a fraction. You can actually buy Ethereum. Some of you have $4,000. If you don't have $4,000, you've got $200. You've got $500. And you can, you know, you can invest right now. I know that yes, it would have been best for you to invest when it was $200, but you missed it. You know, and that's how these things are. So now invest, because I'm telling you, it's going to go from 4,400 to something like maybe 50,000, you know, 55,000. And now is the best time to get involved in it. Now, what about NFTs? Because the question was double-barreled. They wanted to know the next big thing in crypto, and then they wanted to know the next $1 million NFT. So what about NFTs? You know, and then let me see if I have this paper here. I wanted to show you. Do I have it? Let me see. No, I don't. Okay. So here's the thing. You know, with NFTs, you know, what you're also looking for with NFTs is that you want an NFT that, you know, the buy time period, you know, yes, you want a digital artist that the buy time period is very, 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 very low. You know, the buy time period is very, 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 very low. You know, you don't want an NFT, for instance, you know, that the buy time period is, I'll give you an example now. Let me see. I'll give you an example. Okay, so let's say we've got this right here. You know, let's say we've got this right here. This is a bottle of water, right? It's a bottle of water. And then let's say you go to a store. You go to a store to buy this bottle of water, and then you see 10 bottles of water there in the store, and so you buy one, and then there are 9, and then maybe 5 days later you go to the same store, and then you see that there are 9 bottles of this water there, and you check their serial number, and it's the same bottles of water that you saw a week ago, and they're there. So what that means is that other than you, no other person has bought them. So these 9 bottles are there, and then their shelf life, you know, is reducing. They've been there for a very long time. Now, wouldn't you be curious and ask yourself that, why am I the only one buying this bottle of water? Why is no one buying this bottle of water? There must be a reason. That means that there is very little interest in this. And so if there's very little interest in this now, the laws of demand and supply are not working in favor of this bottle of water. So what you should try to do then is that you shouldn't buy it. And then if you have any water left in your house of this, then you should sell it, even if you're going to sell it at a loss. It's the same it's the same mentality with NFTs, non-fungible tokens, digital art. Now, NFTs are expanding, so in the future, you're going to have videos that are NFTs, you're going to have tweets, you're going to have Facebook posts that are NFTs, you're going to have a lot of things, because we're going to be living in a metaverse. A metaverse is an alternate reality, alternate universe. But for now, most NFTs are digital art. So you want to look at the buy time period of an artist. So maybe you buy from an artist like Beeple, the Crazy Ape People. You buy from an artist like, just different kinds of NFT artists that exist out there. CryptoPunk, I mean, all of them. What is their buy time period? When they release artwork in an NFT marketplace, how long does it stay on the shelf before it is snapped up? What's the rate? And when you know that, then that's when you want to go and put your money. You don't buy an NFT because it's cheap. No, then it's cheap for a reason. Now, an NFT can be both inexpensive and then have a high buy time period. Yes, then that's what you want to go for. But don't just go for it because it is inexpensive. You're making a very big mistake. You're going to buy a lemon. Now, if you don't know what a lemon is, then I urge you to find out what a lemon is. So we're going to give another example now, and I'm going to look for something like a prop to use for that example. Give me a second now. Okay, now supposing now instead you go to the market and then, or rather the supermarket, and then you see this honey here. Okay, well, I only eat organic, so obviously you've seen an organic honey. But when you go to a supermarket, maybe you see another brand of honey. But suppose you go to a supermarket and you see this brand of honey, and just as you're about to reach out to it, somebody just grabbed it. It's happened to me before, not with honey, but with during the lockdown with salmon, wild caught salmon. I was just about to reach out to it, and then so a woman, just reached out and grabbed it. So if this happened, then oh, there's a very high demand for this product. So what you want to do, it might be expensive, but then you want to buy it. It might be expensive, but then you want to buy it. Why? Because the demand shows that, look, in future, there's a greater likelihood that there's going to be demand. Why? Because the best predictor of future events is past events. The best predictor of future events is past events. And then there are websites that can help you identify the buy time period of an NFT artist, because it's something that is going to be very hard for you to do on your own if you don't have the right tools. And one of the best tools that you can use is called icy.tools. icy.tools. So it's icy.tools. Reason why I do this is for my visually impaired subscribers, so they can understand what I'm saying. icy.tools. So if you go to icy.tools, you can actually it's like Wikipedia for NFTs. You can actually search a digital artist, and then you can actually, with icy.tools, their sales figures. You're also going to know their floor pricing. You're going to know their buy time period. You're going to know a lot of things about them, and you're also going to know the kind of wallets that are following them. So for instance, you're going to know the kind of people that are buying from them. So if somebody that you have confidence in, that is very smart and is very intelligent and has experience and is buying from them, it's also a sign for you. Well, maybe I might buy. However, you need to be cautious, because sometimes these artists will have, maybe they are in cahoots with those people, and then it's okay, buy so that other people can buy. But icy.tools will give you a lot more information, a lot more data, so that you are making informed decisions. You're not just making blind decisions led by your greed for money. My name is Reno Omokri. Now, if you watch this and there's some aspects of it you don't understand and you want to know more, ask me questions, send me an email, or you can put your questions on the comment section of this video, and my staff and I were very good at responding to comments. Thank you for watching, and God bless you.